Uh, what's called your channel on
Oh,
YouTube?
so you can search my nickname, Philosopher. If you cannot find, I can help you with the link. And while you're doing that, I want to check my audio also. Oops. Okay, I'm audible.
Yep, right now we're in the live. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, you're also audible, so we're both clear. Well, what about you? Are you a believer?
Yes, I'm a Muslim.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So, so you think this God is real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think so?
Well, first of all, why do you think about the world? What, let's talk about beginning.
Beginning of
What do you
what?
think about it? The beginning,
Beginning of what?
beginning for everything.
For everything?
The
Like,
world, yeah.
I don't have enough time to talk about beginning of everything. Like, if you tell me one thing specific, maybe then we can talk.
All right.
You mean
Maybe world.
universe?
Yes. All right.
Okay. Like the
That's it.
beginning is called Big Bang, so far we
Mm-hmm.
know, and we're not able to go back. That's the last point that we can reach so far scientifically. We're not able to see beyond if there is something beyond. And I think that's what you see also. You also
Nope.
believe in Big Bang, right?
Nope. I should do
Really?
research about this Big Bang.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, because I have not any topic for this, any idea.
Okay, no problem. Okay. But then why you are asking such a question if you don't have any idea?
Just I should know your option. Some you're thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just for some information.
I got it. Got it. Okay, so you don't want to
Hmm.
talk about your God.
All right. All right. Bye.
Okay. That was quick and weird, but anyway, at least he seems like a person who knows that he doesn't know. Okay, no problem. That was Horatio. That was Horatio. Seemingly, it's not whatever. That was his title. Um, I'm not sure that we can find some audience or not. Okay, the room is ready, but seemingly people are not ready. Hmm. Wow. I see 6 people on YouTube. Who are they? Here's the link if you want to join. Any of you. Anonymous.
Yes, I'm believing God. That's
Good.
it, and goodbye.
Ah, goodbye. Okay, we're having weird people today. Hey, Julie. Like, it's not all you, right? Joshua. So, did you see my auto kick, Julie? That was Horatio. Okay, Joshua, you want to stay on YouTube? Oh, that was an auto kick for. It was just, I don't know, 2 minutes ago, maybe, or maybe three. Yeah, that was Horatio. I wasn't expecting him, and he has been kicked automatically. Oh, okay, Joshua. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but today's, I think the rarest. Where are the people? Where are the people? Yeah, okay, permanently. I hope it's permanent, but yeah, it's the auto kick. We were talking with who? Oh, Black Cloud. He convinced me that it was not very useful, but seemingly it is. Like it's very simple. God is fiction. James Epperson. Welcome, James. Okay. God is fiction. And there was another guy who was thinking it was real. God was real for him, but he didn't want to stay here. Okay. People, people, people. James? Okay. Hmm, probably. I don't know how to calculate probability. As an agnostic, I'm not sure. But when it comes to the famous gods, yeah, probably they're fiction. What's happening? About what? Okay, seemingly I'm gonna refresh the room all the time. Let's check it out. Okay. Oh, cool. That would be great. Thank you, James. Here's the link. Yeah. Well, we need some conversation to boost up. Maybe we can catch some believers. Lotif, Lotif. It's not you, I believe, James.
I understand your point. What did you mean by it's not mean like
What? You're
hello
talking.
brother?
You're talking to who?
I'm talking with you, nobody else, man.
Okay. What were you saying?
I said like you were supposed to meet somebody else maybe, but I came here
What?
like you thought you say something while I just approach and join your conversation. Like said you're not Latif maybe or something.
Lotif. I really don't understand what you're trying to say, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, now what is? I'll make you understand. So brother, like, do you mind to tell me your names and apart
No.
from also your hometown or nationality, please?
Latif, you should check the rooms before you join, okay? You should understand the purpose of the room. Similarly, you're very new on this platform, okay?
Yeah, it's my first time. My
Yeah,
first time.
that's fine.
Like
Check,
using this
check.
website.
That's fine. That's fine. Check the title, check the welcome message to get some information about the room, okay? But please do it silently.
Yeah, I think now I just leave that room. I think you were distracted by my family member. They were just discussing
No,
something with each
it's not
other.
about them. Don't blame them. It's about you.
Okay, but yeah, I know.
No, you
I
don't
know
know.
they suddenly started talking with each other, but after before coming this before joining this conversation, they were silent and everything was fine, and
You're
that's
still
why I
blaming other
know.
people. Don't blame other people. Blame yourself. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't. No,
I should blame
you
myself.
keep
Yeah,
blaming other people. So
I'm not
like,
blaming them. They're my
just
family member. They could do this kind of thing. Yeah.
I'll try to do it second time. If you don't get it, I will just kick you. Okay? So
Okay.
I said, please check the title, please check the welcome message, and please do it silently.
Um. Tron- I didn't get your point, brother. Like.
Okay. Anyway, James, welcome. Do you know how to unmute yourself? Doesn't clear up to me. Okay, who's this guy, Julie? Is it Volk or Jack? Yeah. Like we should call Butthurt Jack or Butthurt Volk. Which one? I'm not sure. It can be both. I mean, not at the same time. Uh, but I lean towards Jack because I remember he was just using the same words to John last time. Anyway, oh, okay, you did it, James.
Yeah,
Congrats. First time on Free for Talk?
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Okay, welcome then.
So now my problem is that when I'm talking, I can hear myself in my headphones
On YouTube?
uh, through in Chrome on the Free for Talk.
Okay, if not YouTube, if you're sure that it's not YouTube, there's the settings button here
Okay.
on this page, and there is device section, and I think you're gonna see noise suppression, echo cancellation. If you don't see, you can just check. I'm showing it on YouTube right now. If you play with these things, I think it might help. Oh, Joshua, I was the same, but I got used to it after editing my videos, listening myself a lot of times. So, but I think it depends on the person. Maybe you will never like your own voice. But since I'm so fucking narcissistic, I like my own voice. Okay. Sherlock Holmes left. Ooh. Okay, people. Who's this guy? Ali. Hey. You can speak up, Ali. You don't have to raise your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about now, James? Did you
I
solve
think
the
I got
problem?
it straight.
Oh, sorry, what?
Can you hear me okay?
I hear you okay.
Very good.
Do you hear your own echo still?
No, I found the slider for that. I turned it most of the way down or off. So.
Okay, you fixed the problem here on this website or in another
On the
way?
website, yeah, I went into
Cool.
devices.
So that means that it's working. Cool. And how long you have been visiting my channel?
So I think I added your channel here just a few weeks back. I'm not a regular viewer because I only recently discovered your channel.
Oh,
But I've been here a couple of times. And when I saw the topic, I'm like, well, I like the topic.
good.
And I saw no theists had joined yet. So I thought, well, until the theists make themselves available, I wouldn't mind being
Okay.
part of the discussion.
Thanks for the support. That's really something
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, nowadays we don't have many believers. I hope we can find them through YouTube mostly because here this platform is for language practice. That's why mostly we don't have many good speakers here. Even
Right.
if they're interested in the topic, because of language barriers, we have some problems. But the ones who joined through the YouTube, we always had good conversations.
Well, I think that's great, honestly. And I have my own small channel, but I don't
Really?
stream all that often. And we usually talk about religious issues.
Very good.
And
Also, how can I find you?
so you can either look up my name and it'll show up, or I mean, I can put. Let me see if there's like a.
Okay.
I'll see about grabbing a link. I'll find my own page and I'll grab the link here. And I don't know. Is there a backstage for this? I usually use StreamYard.
You have 358 subscribers?
Yeah, that's me. You found
Okay,
me.
it's 59.
How awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Here's the link for his channel. I'm sorry that my channel is not big though, so not many people can
Yeah, I
come
can
through
relate to
my
that.
channel. But anyway, here's the link for his channel.
So, and I
And
don't know if you're familiar with Myth Vision.
yeah,
Does that sound
I
true?
am. Yeah.
Right. So I'm a friend of Derek, and I'm a moderator over at Myth Vision.
Oh, cool.
And also a friend with other affiliated channels in the network, including some Bible scholars like Dr. Jennifer Bird, who's part of the she's part of the inner circle for the Diablo critics, which includes Dan McClellan and Kip Davis and people like that.
Cool.
That's the social ecosystem where I'm coming from, and so this is kind of my frame of reference to kind of give me some kind of context.
You're very active. Just now, ago, you released a video.
Oh, I just did a stream this morning about the Charlie Kirk thing.
Okay. Oh, this is the live section. Yeah, that's my bad. Cool. You're streaming.
Right. So on the topic of whether or not God is real, part of the difficulty in answering that question is that so many people define God in so many different ways, right? So if somebody defines God as the sum total of the universe or whatever reality is, etc., or nature, for example, well, then in that context, their God exists because those things exist, right? And this is part of the difficulty in answering the question about whether or not God exists. However, for me, usually when these kinds of a conversation happen, people are talking about a literal superpowered person, right? Somebody with an awful lot of power in a universe creator, a world creator, an authority, a moral authority over humanity, things like that. And so within that context, I always readily say that it's not a real thing. I don't think it exists at all.
I see. But here's my experience, like with people who claim that the universe is God. Welcome, Scam Chan, by the way. When we dig, at least when I dig, their belief about the universe, calling it God, I have always realized that they mean more than the universe that we know. So saying it's real would be even problematic when they say, "Oh, it's the universe," because they don't mean exactly the universe that we know. They mean something else more.
I agree.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought a lot about that. And part of what's usually meant is they're talking about a relationship paradigm. They're talking about how they relate to the concept that they're calling God, how it makes them feel, and how it puts them into a context for their life. And so they look up at this concept and they feel humbled by whatever it is that they imagine or envision or see. And so, if somebody calls nature God, what they mean is that they feel like nature itself has this larger than life presence in the context of their own personal narrative. They feel humbled by it. It gives them a sense of definition, a sense of relevance, and they're kind of awestruck by it. So whether it's a good awe or a bad awe. And so this is usually what they mean when they use the word God. It's romantic language to talk about an emotionally charged relationship paradigm to a concept that's either real or imagined.
Yeah. They add up those, also supernatural uh things in the concept. They mix it. Yeah, but
Sure.
there are also people who don't mean something else. But in that case, yeah, we should agree that okay, yeah, that if you mean that, then yeah, it's real. So I always give the example of simple things like, hey, like anyone can say their car is a god, but there's no
Right.
need to call it guy, right? Like we call it car, no need to use another
Right.
name, which already we struggle to, define, right? Many people have different definitions, and you are the next person who's adding one more definition, and it's unnecessary. So,
Right.
but yeah, like that rarely happens. I mean, like some I believe it was when maybe a month ago, there was a guy who said, "Oh, the sun is a god for me." I said, okay, then it's real to me also, but if you don't mean something else more than the sun that we're looking at. He said, no, it's just the sun, these um
Right.
power source that heats us, shines on us, like it's the God. I said, okay, then no debate.
Right. So they're talking about that the sun not only exists, but that they have a feeling about the sun. They feel some kind of grand way about the sun. And it's just a romantic way to think about the sun, is all that is. And they're welcome to it. And I don't feel like I need to detract from that or challenge it. It's their paradigm. It's how they feel. And I'm fine with that as long as their feelings about the sun don't motivate them to say and do things in the world that hurt other people. I'm completely fine with that. I too wouldn't challenge it. There wouldn't be a point to challenging that.
Okay, come on, people God may exist, but religion is made up. Okay, I think that deserves a link to YouTube. Maybe he or she wants to join and tries to explain why we should think that God is not made up.
Right. Now, Joshua says that it's weird to view the sun as God because the universe existed before the sun, our sun, and all continued to exist after it's gone. And so while I grant the point that Joshua is making, at the same time, when I think about historically what people have called gods and goddesses, sometimes those entities came into being. So there was a couple of different a god and a goddess that would have children, and those children too would be gods, even though they had a beginning. So part of this is a cultural reference because popular religions popularize the idea that a god must be defined as having always existed or having created the universe and things like that. But these are like later inventions for ideas of God. Earlier inventions for ideas of God didn't include those ideas. They didn't specifically mean creator. They didn't specifically mean always existed or always will exist. These are just ideas people came up with later to try to make their ideas about God bigger and grander than everyone else's.
Yeah, I think it's more natural to start, calling those things God, because as you said, yeah, people started calling them God in the first place, then they made it bigger and bigger.
Right.
God, either way is silly. Religion is made up. Okay, but like without religion, how you reach the idea of God? That's very important. And I'll just ask again, if you want to talk about it, you can join, but I don't want to insist more. Meditate more. Ooh. Okay.
So Julie, your moderator, says the Incas did not think that the sun god was the creator. It was just a provider of life. And so that's a good example of what I was talking about.
Yeah. Thanks for the example, Julie. Here's the link. If how question refers to, how you can join. Yeah, that's the link. Okay. So how, like, what do you do in your lives? Like, you just talk, like a monologue, or you invite people?
Oftentimes I'll throw the link out, but it's kind of hard to get people to join. Most of the people just prefer to stay in the chat and just comment from there, and that's fine with me too. But,
Okay. Well, have you tried to use some Discord servers to find more people?
I haven't really. The only Discord that I'm involved in actively is the Mythvision Discord, but that's not a bad idea to try to generate more connection through Discord. I should try that.
Okay. What else? Sun worship at least actually exists. Okay. Oh, welcome. Meditate. Okay. So one step more, it's just the mic icon on the top. If you click on it or tap on it, you can be audible.
Click on it or tap on it. Hello?
Oh, hello.
Can be audible. Click on it or tap on it. Hello?
Okay, I hear background noise.
Can be audible.
Is it YouTube?
Okay. Hello? Okay, I hear background noise. YouTube? Okay.
Wait a second. I muted you. Okay, so we will not be able to hear you meditate more because I hear a lot of background noise. Your YouTube plays in the background. I think there's another voice of someone else, I think. So if you just get rid of those noises, then you should try to unmute yourself again.
Well, while he works on that, Joshua said, in the religion that I grew up in, God is technically
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm a caveman. While he works on that, Joshua said, in the religion that I grew up in, God is technically.
Meditate more.
Sorry, I'm a caveman.
That's not okay. I'm gonna mute you again, because we hear a lot of noise. Meditate more. That it's either on TV or something like the YouTube is in the background. We can hear it like an echo. That's not cool. It's Hose from the US. Okay, we're trying again.
Okay, I've turned everything off but the phone. But now I can't hear myself.
You cannot hear yourself?
Are you there?
We are here. Sound check. 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Meditate more. You are audible.
Seems like a one-way conversation. My entire doctrine is that religion is made up, and anybody that says there absolutely is or is not a God it has a child's brain. So it's actually very simple. Religion is made up. But anything else is just like talking about the tooth fairy.
Meditate more. Like, do you hear me?
I'm assuming you can hear me.
Yes.
I can hear you both.
But if you cannot hear us.
Yeah, I can't hear anything on my end. Anyway, yeah, religion is made up. Talking about Whether God exists is like talking about whether the two.
Oh, even his audio is gone right now. The problem, like the first problem, is our topic is not religions. The question is not about religions; it's about the God. And you made a claim about God. You said God is not made up. So, but anyway, like I think we have really big technical problems. And welcome, Nanology.
So if I understood him correctly, he was trying to say that nobody really knows if there's a God or not. And so any conversations that people take in a definitive, like if somebody says there definitely is or definitely isn't, either one of these people are making assumptions that they can't support. So in other words, he's arguing for a very determined agnosticism.
He sounded to me like a believer without a religion.
Oh, I don't know. He sounded agnostic to me, but I could have misunderstood.
Okay, see, he can still be an agnostic while believing. Let me check what he said here. Peter guide we're silly. Okay, maybe I misunderstood. Come on, people. God may exist, but religion is made up. So his claim is about religion. God may exist, so he's not sure. But that's a big question. Either he believes or he doesn't believe that God exists. Oh, he's an atheist. So that means, yes, you're right, James. He's an agnostic atheist.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we cleared that out. Oh, then that was. I'm sorry, but that was unnecessary. That the whole sound problem, because yeah, like I'm agnostic atheist too, and I don't think God is real. Yeah, on the religion's part, yeah, probably they're made up. Yeah, it was made up to muddy the waters. I don't think so, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So part of the thing for me is when people talk about God in the affirmative, they say that there's definitely some literal super person or whatever. I recognize that even if they're correct, that there is a super someone, it doesn't change the fact that the vision that they have in their own head about the someone only represents the idea of the someone. It's not really the someone, right? Humans creating ideas about God that they call God. So there could be for example, there might be a universe creator, but it wouldn't change the fact that when religious people talk about God, they're talking about a caricature that exists in their own mind that other people help to create within their mind. And part of what they draw from is their own personal life experiences, their own hopes, their own fears, their own interests, their own experiences. And so these represent or stand in place of whatever the mystery might be. And so to give an example, when you and I can both know the same person. So a person exists somewhere out there in the real world and we both know them. But when I talk about that person, what I'm talking about is my experience and my interpretation of the person. And so light enters my eyes, sound enters my ears. These are converted into electrical impulses that travel to the brain. The brain, in turn, generates a 3D hologram that represents the person that's external to us. So when the relationship that we really have is only indirectly with the person that exists out there. The direct relationship we have is with the person that exists in our mind that represents the person that's out there. It's not really the same. It's an important differentiation to make. And so if there's a super someone that created the universe, for example, it wouldn't change the fact that when people talk about God, what they're talking about is the representative idea that stands in place of whatever the creator might be. And so that God, the one they're talking about, is fiction because they created it in their own mind, even if a different entity might exist out there in the real world too.
So
Does that make
James,
sense?
do you think that difference is really important? I mean, so important?
I think that it can be important in a context, right? Because a lot of people don't because people that are mistakenly thinking that the God in their mind must be the same as the external entity which they presume exists or deduce exists. When they think in those terms, it means they're not taking proper ownership and responsibility for what's happening in their own mind. They're imagining that what's in their mind that represents a caricature of God, they're imagining that an external entity beamed the information into their brain and revealed himself to them. But this is incorrect. The manifestation of this character in their mind was generated by psychosocial phenomenon through life experience, through legend, through lore, through discussion, through music, through architecture, through their own personal experiences of the world. And so when they think that the being that exists in their mind is the external being that they presume exists, it means they're not taking responsibility for how that happens. And the consequence or the risk of that is that it means that when they have personal experiences relative to that image, they have an instinct, they have an intuition, they have a set of beliefs. If they honestly believe that their beliefs about the world, about morality, about human relationships, about the meaning of life, if they honestly believe these were given to them by a perfect being that exists outside of themselves, then they're not going to take proper ownership and responsibility of the ideas that they hold on to. And so if their ideas motivate them to say things and do things in the real world that hurt other people, they won't take responsibility for that and properly police their own mind and their own behaviors, because they're believing that an external perfect entity gave them those permissions, gave them those endorsements, told them what to think and how to think, and what other people are allowed to think, how other people are allowed to live and love. And as long as they think that this comes from an external entity beyond themselves and beyond humanity, then they're not going to stop and properly question the intuitions and the emotions and the suppositions that they're making. And I think that that's dangerous.
I see. So thanks for all those points, James. Yeah, we have some trolls in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. To whom it may concern, that was funny. If you join, you will be kicked and banned. Thank you.
And thank you, Julie.
Who else? Okay. James, I don't know. Maybe we should keep here. If I recreate the room, probably we'll face with people who doesn't understand what we're saying. So I'm not sure.
Either way, it's fine.
Yeah, let's read the comments then. It's impossible to say that early hominids had a concept of God. As consciousness and self-awareness developed, a God concept grew out of fear and ignorance of natural world. That's the most likely explanation, and we're not worried anymore because VibCon is here. Welcome, VibCon. Oh, you know each other. James, do you know him? Did you know him?
Who? I'm sorry.
VibCon.
Hold on, let me. I might not be seeing all the same comments that you're seeing. Let me switch from top to live chat.
Okay.
VibCon. Oh. No, they were. I think they're just saying that it was pleasant to hear.
Maybe. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Nana, go ahead.
How long have you been atheist?
Right. So, about 12 years ago, I would say was when the bulk of my deconversion happened. I had watched a Dark Matter 2525 video about the Great Flood, and at the end of that flood, or at the end of that video, I realized that there's literally no way that flood could have happened as described. There could have been a major flood. There could have been a boat. There could have been animals on a boat. But the story as described literally couldn't have happened. And then when I realized that, I began to wonder what else I'd been lied to about, what else I'd been manipulated about, because I became in that moment aware of my own vulnerabilities in a new kind of a larger scale, because only then did I realize just how easy it was to manipulate me. For somebody to be able to feed these ideas to me, I accepted them uncritically. And when I did so, these were literally impossible claims that I did just accepted at face value. And so when I realized this, I went back and began to re-examine all of my deeply held beliefs. And this for me was the beginning of the end to my religious belief system.
Okay, so when you went back and questioned, so you did think that, hey, wait a second, what if the story is partially true and later on people just exaggerated, but the main concept, God exists, God informs Noah to build a ship, but the flaw was not a big one, it was just local. So how did you answer these kind of counter arguments?
Right. So I recognized right away that just because I was lied to about the flood story doesn't prove that God isn't real or that there's not a God or some gods. All it proved to me in the moment was that my mind had been vulnerable. My mind had been tinkered with by bad faith actors, and that the failing is mine because I didn't recognize something that was just not even remotely plausible. Or I accepted it uncritically. So that initial epiphany wasn't really about God. The initial epiphany was about me, about how vulnerable to being manipulated I was, and about how uncritical I had been. And that's really the beginning of the process for me, was to take ownership of my own head, to say, okay, I have a duty to my own self to be as rational as I can be, to be as responsible and accountable as I can be to me. And if somebody can manipulate me on such a cartoonish issue, right? Because objectively, it's obviously false, but I accepted it as true anyways. Then
Okay.
it made me think, well, what else have I been overly vulnerable about? What else is in my head that probably shouldn't be there? And that was the beginning of a process for me.
Okay. Sorry for quick interruptions, but just I want to, uh, check, all the process again, and maybe like to show people how we can think and process about these topics. And it doesn't disprove God, as you said, but it doesn't even disprove the flawed also. Like, and when you criticize like how people have been manipulative, maybe they were not. Maybe it was just like a story, something real. But then while people are telling those things, they didn't intend to lie or manipulate people. Just naturally, all the things have been exaggerated by people
Right.
in time, and maybe that's why we were reading these things the way that they are right now. So maybe
Yeah.
no one intended to manipulate anyone. It's just stories being told and told, and people just exaggerated because it's already filled with supernatural, and it's very easy to exaggerate those things.
hmm Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. So, but I did make a distinction. I recognized that no matter who wrote the story initially, and no matter what their intention was, it didn't. This is a separate issue from the version of the story that I received in modern times, and how I hadn't been responsible with my own headspace. I had allowed people to insert ideas into my head uncritically. I didn't
Good,
rationally scrutinize those issues.
good. So if I, in a nutshell, summarize that, you just found some mistake, and it was a big one, and that made you think, hey, wait a second. If there's such a big mistake, then the other part of the story may consist a lot of mistakes, including every claim, Noah, God, and everything. So you started like that.
Right. In that moment, I gave myself permission to reevaluate everything that I thought was real
Mm.
or true. And it was that permission itself that was the major paradigm shift for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good one. Like, so, like, I'm just, questioning in that way because I know many people just try to overread the story and into their beliefs again and again. Like it's hard to leave those beliefs, and they say, wait a second, maybe not the whole story is wrong, and maybe it's partially false, but maybe God exists, maybe Noah was real, maybe he just did something to warn people from a local flood. So when people keep
Yeah.
believing in those things, and they don't say, wait, like there was a mistake, what if others are also false? They don't think like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
VibeCon says cartoonish issue in quotes. Perfect timing for run rabbit run. For here comes the farmer with a gun. Yep.
He does that. He does that. So let me refresh the link for the chat. So here's the link, guys. If you think God is real or fiction, you can join. You can try to have a conversation or a discussion. Maybe we're on the same boat, like James, or maybe not. How about a new room? Uh, okay, like that will cause some, you know, problems. But anyway, well, let's try then. James, I'm gonna send you the new link. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Sorry for the disturbance. We do this even more, but yeah. Anyway, I'll jump and send you the link.
All right.
So this is the link. Let's send it immediately. Yeah, people wanted new room, and here's a new room. And let's do not forget the welcome message. I hope your settings are already set. You don't need to check them again. Okay. Phil, I got a question, okay? I don't know about the Charlie Kirk subject, so cannot answer. It's up to you, Debola. It's your wrench. So, this is the new room. And I already lost my hope on Free for Talk today. I think. Yeah, it's up to you, Tabola. So, yeah, and what was the next thing, James, that surprised you when you were investigating your own beliefs?
So let me think. Besides the fact that I realized just how irresponsible I'd been with my own mind and how uncritical I'd been, I think part of what surprised me was just how liberating it could be to take responsibility for my own headspace, how empowering that could be to take responsibility. When we're children, there's a certain amount of freedom that comes with not having to worry about things. There's always a parental figure, or larger than life looming parental figure that's responsible for setting your boundaries for you, for tucking you in at night, for kissing your boo-boos, for telling you that you're a good little boy or girl, for giving you permissions and setting limits for you. There's a certain amount of freedom that comes with the responsibility to say someone else is worrying about these things for me. I don't have to worry about these things. And it's scary to think about migrating from that paradigm into a more adult responsible paradigm, because accepting responsibility can be a heavy proposition, because then we have all kinds of things that we need to concern ourselves with, wrestle with, and carry the weight of that we didn't have to carry the weight of before. And so one of the things that surprised me was just how liberating and freeing it could be to carry those extra responsibilities that were really always my responsibilities that I hadn't really been owning, because I was allowing a church culture and a religious narrative, in the idea of a larger than life parental figure, a super father, to set my parameters for me, tell me who I am in the world, to give my life meaning and clarity, and to just take responsibility away from me. And when I accepted those responsibilities to define who I am in the world, it seemed like it was going to be a very heavy proposition, and instead, it was quite empowering and liberating, and I'm so glad to have made the transition.
I'm happy to hear that. Some people have harsh transitions. I'm sorry for them. Some people, yeah, they feel the relaxation and freedom.
Yeah.
Some people just smoothly transit like me.
Hello.
Hey, hello. That's not cool, man. Like, you shouldn't let your friend talk behind you.
Listen to me.
Hey, bro, how are you?
Okay.
How are you?
Okay. And
Hi.
that's the problem, James. You see.
Where's the going on?
Okay. Okay.
Just you me. Listen.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, some people feel
Appreciate that.
sober.
Yeah.
Okay, it's what it is. Saheb, Lauti, Alien Jan. I'm reading correctly? Yeah, Alien Jan. So our topic is clear, guys, if you didn't check it. God's existence. And would you think God is real or a fiction? That's our topic. And many don't check the title here, James. That's the biggest problem. They don't check, they don't read. I say it's written, they don't understand.
That is frustrating, though it is possible that some of the people who join can speak English better than they could read English. They might literally not be able to read the title.
That's, yeah, sometimes it's happening also. But yeah, sometimes we're having really good people also. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if that was not the case. So yeah, many people also interested in. So. Oh, spiritual connection. Ooh. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. Like, people think that there's a connection to a god. How do they understand that as a god? How they can understand it's not a fiction in their mind? That's a big problem, and they don't have a solution for that.
All right. So I'm not sure exactly what James, the other James in chat, means to say that it's not about religion, it's about spiritual connection to God. The part of the problem here is that, one, we talked about this before, that God just means whatever somebody wants it to mean. So somebody just makes a blanket statement about God. Until they define what God they have in mind, like, I don't know what to do with the statement. And the other problem is the word religion, because that too can mean so many different things to so many different people.
Let's pull it a little bit, James, and let's assume that they mean a super powerful being who created the universe. Let's suppose that's what they mean. And let's suppose that's what they, think that there is the connection. Still, the question stays, like, how do you know that that's that thing? Even if there's such a thing, let's suppose there is a super powerful being who created the universe. Maybe he had never connected to that person. Never. Even if it's real, let's say. So how can you confirm that it was that thing, the one that you were trying to mention, God?
Right.
Yeah.
So normally, when you ask this question of the average atheist, as they would call themselves, they will take a definitive stance against the position. They'll say that the spiritually religious person or whatever is probably delusional or just simply wrong, that they don't have the connection that they think they have. Now, I take a little bit of a different approach. I do not speak for the personal experiences of other people. I will not ever tell a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu that I'm certain that they've imagined the connection or that they should doubt the connection. Like, I don't go that far. What I tell them instead is, look, I will humor it, the idea that there is a divine presence behind the veil, and that they're somehow in communion, connection, or with, or at least intuitively aware of whoever that might be. Fine, I'll just grant it. The problem is that in order for me to grant this for the Christian, I have to grant it also for the Hindu and for the Muslim and for the Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormon and everyone else, because I've got no reason to preference the Christian's claims over that of anyone else. So they could, in theory, all be intuiting a divine presence, whatever that might be. And then their religion simply gives narrative of identity to the mystery in order to make it more real, more relatable, more navigatable, right? And so there's practical application to creating an autobiography for the mystery, but it's important to recognize that that's all that religions are doing. They're manufacturing a biography for that which they're intuiting, right? It's religion for me in this context is, look, if a Christian tells me that for example, a Christian, that they reject religion and they just have a direct personal relationship with God, the problem I have with that is that it's their religion that's defining God for them. It's their religion that gives God a name, that gives God an agenda, that gives God character traits, personality traits, and behaviors in the world, and that tries to make everybody beholden to those ideas, right? So without religion, there wouldn't be any Christians, for example, because it's religions that defines God for them.
Can you just repeat the last statement?
Hello.
The last one.
That it's religion that defines God for Christians and for Hindus and for Muslims.
Okay.
And so they wouldn't have this relationship paradigm that they can give any definition to without religion.
Yeah. And that's even obvious, right? Like in Christianity, like these personal experience thing is going on a lot. Okay. So the ones who join here as Christians, many of them, they speak about personal experience. But other religions, like Islam, for example, they don't have that thing that much. So they this is even written in the religion, right? Like this is what the religion teaches them. So the Christian God interacts, gives those experiences, but in some other religions they don't have it. So they're learning it from the religion, and what you said, their religion defines their God. Yeah, they define even more. Like even it defines how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Tukir Ahmed. Yeah, it's John. Which John?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, it's another John. Okay. Okay, welcome, guys. What do you think? God is real or a fiction?
Oh, thanks for sharing my link, by the way.
Oh, it's okay, man.
I'll mute myself for a moment and give the new people a chance to say something.
Okay.
Well, I'm not that good in English, so I prefer listening. But
Your English
if you
sounds good.
if you ask me if I believe in God, yes, but I'm a deist. So I believe that there's a supernatural being out there, someone who created us, someone who created the universe. But I don't believe in any of the religion or anything that is supernatural because of God. So I mean I just believe that there's someone or something that is just watching us.
Okay, why do you have that belief?
Because of the unexplainable things. Like for example, as a person, sometimes I think, why do we have two eyes? Why do we have a heart? Everything has a purpose.
Everything
Like
has a purpose.
like for example, if you create something, right? If you create a robot, you will add a you will probably add a computer to a robot. You will add a sensor to a robot, right?
But John, I think there's some problem. But let's go step by step, okay? So, what you said earlier about God's existence, you had 2 points. Oh my God, I forgot everything that you said. Let's start from the last thing that you said. So, purpose. How do you understand that there is a purpose?
For example, like what I said earlier, you as a human being, if you observe everything about yourself, there's a purpose on how a God created you.
There's a
So,
purpose.
for
You didn't
example, a
prove
nose, it's not everything. What I'm trying to say is that everything is not random.
everything
It's
is not
like,
random.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
like everything has a purpose. That's why it has been created. I'm sorry about my English. But for example, the eyes, the nose, everything has a purpose, right? The balance, we have two hands, right?
Okay.
Why,
Yeah.
why not why not a human being have like five hands? Or why not a human being um has a nose? If you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying.
So if I say why not there are no 10 gods, that means there are two gods?
I'm
What does
sorry.
that mean? So when you say
No, I'm
why
sorry.
not 5, why not 10? These are just questions. Like why we have two arms, that doesn't mean
Mhm,
someone has decided. So we have things like one, you have one nose, right?
mhm.
And why not 3? It's because someone decided it? How can you know that someone decided it?
Because, like I said earlier, it has a purpose. Like
But how do
we
you
have
know
a
it has
nose
a
to breathe
purpose?
the air. It's
Okay, this
like,
is the function. That doesn't mean it was the purpose. Okay, so John, here's
yeah.
the problem. So we look at the things. Okay, yeah, they work in a way, but
Mhm,
we don't know exactly sometimes how they work. But even if when we learn how they work, that doesn't mean someone did it. Even if it has a function, that doesn't mean someone did it. So God, you believe in, created the universe, right?
yeah.
So you believe that was not random. Do you think God randomly created the universe?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If it is random, I won't believe in any God because it's just random. Like for
Okay.
example, if you as a human or as a person, you created something, right? For sure, everything that you will create have a purpose.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everything has been created by someone. So we create things, therefore everything has a creator is an illogical argument. So let me prove it to you, like through your belief, okay? So
Mhm,
humans create something, therefore everything has a creator. Everything has a creator, okay? I'll just prove
mhm.
that this is false through your belief. So do you believe that the creator of this universe has a creator?
That's actually a hard question.
Okay, if that's a hard question, that means I may be wrong about my statement.
Because I always wonder about that because it's really impossible that no supernatural being created this universe, or it's just, I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, so
but
then I cannot prove it to
there's
you.
some
But
sorry,
let me. Uh,
I just want to add this one.
okay.
um I forgot the book that I read. He mentioned that we cannot explain the one that you asked a while ago, who created the god of this
Mhm.
god, because we're seeing it as a three dimension. Sometimes if we look at it at a different perspective, like dimension or four dimension,
Okay.
it will be a different perspective. But it's so, I don't know, it's so technical and I cannot explain it here,
I see, John.
but that's the gist.
But here are the many pathways that you can see and think about it, okay? So, like we create things and we are many, first of all, okay? There are many people and many people create many things. That's the fact, right?
Mhm.
And if one thing has many creators, like your phone, okay? Your phone has a lot of creators. And the universe is also one that we see. Then the universe might have many creators, okay? So when you say God, like in your mind, it's like one, okay? But it can be multiple. Maybe there are many creators. And if you say, okay, look, we create things, therefore everything has a creator, you have to apply this rule to the creators of the universe also. So if everything has a creator, they must also have creators, okay? So even if you think there's one creator of the universe, it must have a creator. And its creator also must have a creator. And you can create an infinite chain if it's okay for you. It's okay for some other people, but you should accept that. And if you stop somewhere, let's say you think this is not um, logical, and then that means you have to stop. Okay, asking the question who created. When you stop, that means there is one creator that doesn't have a creator. Then you have this problem. If something can exist without a creator, then you can apply the rule again for the universe. The universe exists and it doesn't have to have a creator. Why? Because if you need a creator for everything, then there will be an infinite chain of causation. If you're okay with that, yeah, you can go like that. But if you're not okay with that, then you can easily eliminate the idea of God. And again, like you
I
even
think,
probably didn't think about how many creators there are out there, if there is a creator, at least one.
yeah, you may have a point there. And the infinite creator you're telling us about, I think that's the one that what I am saying, that there's a four-dimensional perspective on it. And I think that's one of the example of four-dimensional. Uh but I don't know. Um I just know that there's someone that created us. That's it. And it's not a god, it's just a creator.
Okay, you
But
just
yeah,
believe in it. When
yeah,
you
I
say,
believe in it.
I know it's like you have very solid evidence for that. Do you have?
The things that I can explain, like the universe, I don't know, like the other things that I can explain. I believe that there's one who created it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So when I started questioning your belief, you mentioned about, and that was the part that I've forgotten, but now I remember. So while I'm
Mhm.
talking to you, I was trying to remember what you were saying at the same time. It was annoying, but anyway, I remembered. So you were asking questions like how questions, okay?
Mhm.
And these are also bad questions because when you say how, that only means you don't know the answer, nothing else. Or when you say, oh, that was another thing that you when you said why not five, okay, that's also a question. It doesn't make any good argument. It's just why not, or why we exist. It's also a question, or how the universe exists is also a question. Just one question that we don't know the answer. At least when you ask the question, that means you don't know the answer and you want to fill the gap with the
With God,
answer. Yeah,
yeah,
God, and we call it,
that's a common
yeah,
thing. Yeah,
God of the gaps. So yeah, many people do that when they don't know the answer of something.
that's true. I think actually before I really don't believe in any God, anything. It's just that if you just really observe, um, I mean, I don't know. It's like those unexplainable things, even though, and up to now, they're still unexplainable. It's really hard not to think that there's someone who created us. But I get your point. Since we don't know it yet, we're relying to like this extraordinary being.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Like if you
But
have,
philosopher.
yeah,
So
okay, fine, Phil.
you do not believe in any god, right?
Yeah, I don't believe in any God.
So how I mean, how do you explain all of what's happening to us, the universe, the stars, the sun, the moon?
I can explain many of them, but not everything. So the universe, what is the biggest question? Right? How universe exists, right?
Mhm.
I don't have the good answer for it. We can go
It's okay.
go back.
Just why do you think that there's no creator or no God?
Oh, it's not like that, John. You should understand that I don't say there is no creator, there is no God. Maybe
Mhm.
there are millions of creators of this universe. Maybe we are in a game-like simulation that has been just designed
Mhm.
for some purposes that we don't know. Or we can just assume maybe for fun, maybe for a competition, or maybe for
Yeah.
testing, or maybe like those beings are using us to create more knowledge. Maybe they use us as computers, computing powers, maybe. I don't know.
That's exactly my point is earlier that
Mm,
everything has like a purpose. That's why
oh,
some something
mm,
should have created us, right?
John, but again, you're confusing something very big here. When you say everything has a purpose, to be able to know that, that's why I was questioning, how do you know that it was a purpose? To be able to know something was a purpose, first you have to find the creator of it, and you have to examine and understand that, yeah, that has been created intentionally. Okay, you should analyze the reasons. Okay, and you should fact check, like, hey, the creator of that thing, and then you can observe, okay, if there is correlation between the results and what the creator is doing or reacting or benefiting, then you can say, yeah, there is a purpose. But if you cannot do that, you cannot say that that's a purpose or there is a purpose. So God exists, then there must be a purpose then, right? God create things, there must be purpose. But when you say purpose, you attribute the cause, okay? So if the product
Mhm.
has been purposed by someone else, then God exists, then you should assume that, again, God must have created. Then again, in an infinite loop, if you're okay, no problem again. But looking at something and understanding that there is a purpose in it or not, it's really hard to do. We can only analyze the things that we created, okay? Then we have purposes when we create things. But if things exist without a creator, that means those things, they don't have a purpose. They only have a function. I mean, they just act, and that doesn't mean there must be a purpose there.
I think my wording is wrong. I got your point that I think the right word is a function. There's always a
Hmm.
function. Like for example, if you will create an ecosystem in a jar, right? You have to add
Mm.
some.
So, John, then you have to prove this statement, this one. Things which don't have creators cannot have a function. So, this is your statement that you have to prove. If you cannot prove, then the one
Mhm.
that you're making is baseless.
Like
Because
for
you see
example,
that these things have function, therefore it has a creator. That's an illogical argument. And
um,
plus, you're assuming
like
that if things don't have a creator, then they don't have a function? Is it your claim?
yes,
How can
that's
you
my
know
claim.
that? But can you show me one
Like
thing
for
without a
example,
creator?
can you cite an example here that you can find here in Earth? Anything that doesn't have any function,
Oh, but
like
that's not my
any
claim. Things have function.
non-human creation.
Yeah, but
Everything has a
function.
function, like the
Yeah, John.
tree, the
Function
mold.
doesn't mean there's a creator.
Um, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I believe that there's a creator because everything has a function.
Okay,
So
but
that's what I believe.
yeah, I understand. That's why I was questioning exactly this One, your belief that things have function, therefore there's a creator of it. And I'm asking you, how did you learn that things which have functions must have a creator? Where this rule comes from?
Um, I think because it's like logical, and if there's logic, there's someone behind it, someone with
Yeah.
intellect, someone with, I don't know.
But when you say something is logical, that doesn't make it logical. Like I can say there's no God and this is logical. That doesn't mean it's logical, right? So you should explain to me like how it's logical, because you're not presenting me evidence how it works. Like I'm asking you, hey,
So
function
um,
requires a
so logical
creator.
because it,
How it happens? Where's the
yeah.
rule?
So I don't know. For me, what's a logic? What's the meaning of logic? I cannot explain it in English,
No
but
problem. We don't need
I'll just
to.
I'll
We don't
just
need to.
so for example, logic. It's logical that we have hands so that we can able to eat. It's logical that we have teeth so that we can
Oh.
bite the food.
I'm
It's
sorry
logical
then.
that there's
I'm very sorry then, John. Yeah, we
yeah.
need to define what does it mean logical. Like when you say I have two hands, I think that's just reality, right? That's what we observe.
Mhm.
And I don't think we should use the word logical here. Yeah, you have two hands. Okay, let's do it without, using the word logical, okay, John? Like we
Mhm.
can understand like whether that there is some good meaning there or not. So I will try to make it without using the word logical. So we have two hands. Yeah, I can see them. You can see them. Okay. We can eat
Mhm.
things. That's also reality. We can observe that. Okay. What else? We see birds can fly. We see other animals can run, walk, right? Okay, this is what we observe. And that means there is a creator.
Um, because it has a purpose, because
What's the purpose?
it has a function. Like the example I have earlier, if you will create an ecosystem in an
If you
empty
create.
jar, like have you seen a jar or like an
Yeah, I
aquarium
know, I know.
ecosystem?
Like they make it a very,
So so so
close
imagine, right?
ecosystem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
like John, these are really bad examples because those ecosystems have been created by us. Okay, we are someone who can think. We're thinking beings. So that's why it's a really bad example because you automatically connect that example to other things. You think the universe is like a jar.
that
N-
someone has created us
yeah, but maybe
because
like this
right.
jar doesn't have a creator. So if you see a jar, okay, yeah, there's an ecosystem in it. But out of the jar, yeah, there's another ecosystem. But just because jar has a creator, okay, that doesn't
Mhm.
mean the universe or the ecosystem on the planet has a creator. So one has one cause, that doesn't mean the other has a similar cause. This is illogical. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You're assuming that, hey, look, this is working in this way, the other must also work in the same way. You're just, jumping from one statement to another one, and you're claiming that these are similar. It may not be similar because we can see out of the jar, but we cannot see out of the universe. So we have never observed the universe from outside. That's why we shouldn't claim that our universe is like that jar example.
I see.
Yeah, it
But
may not be working in the same. Let me give you one example. So if I dig the ground, okay, with a shovel,
mhm,
and imagine I dig really big, okay? Maybe it's not very deep, but it's really big, okay? And it rains. There will be what? A puddle, a small lake. right? Am I right?
Mhm.
So, like, who did it? I did it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but this may happen also naturally outside. Okay, it just rains, and when the ground, is its shape is well for it, then you will see a puddle or a small lake. And if there are other conditions, are also okay. So, but when you check the causes, their causes are not the same. They have different causes. In one of them, you don't see someone, but still there is a small lake. But in the other example, the cause is a human being. These are different things. And that's why
Yeah,
when you
but
say, look, we are doing this, therefore the other one, which is similar to this one, might have a similar cause, it doesn't follow.
yeah, but going back to one that I said earlier, that everything has a function, like the one that you mentioned, the rain.
And you didn't answer my critique also. My critique was, hey,
But I get your point. So you mean that, if you mean that, like the puddle in the mud, the rain, it just happened naturally. So that puddle in the mud is random, right? And if everything is random and just happen naturally, then there will be no balance,
hmm,
no,
yeah, but do you think
what do you
there's a
call this?
balance, John? When you look at a lake, the lake might disappear. The small ones can disappear earlier, right?
Yeah, but
So, like when
that's
you
just
look at
one
the
example.
planets, they look also to me random. Yeah, they follow some gravitational forces, but there are many rocks in our solar
It's not
system.
it's not actually random, the planets. The planets have rules. We have like
Rules,
physics. Yeah, there's a physics or rules. Like for example, if you're
physics.
a programmer, you will create a code, and or probably a
Yeah,
game. A
John.
programmer will create the game, and there
Yeah,
are certain rules on the game,
yeah, but when you
right?
look at those rules, like the ones in our universe, they seem a little bit random. Not entirely, I'm not saying entirely, but a little bit random. So if I was the programmer, John, okay, I wouldn't
Mhm.
put millions of rocks into that system, which can crash on the planets, okay? And I
Yeah,
wouldn't make
but
I wouldn't make their orbit, I mean, orbits so weird, okay? I would make perfect circles.
yeah,
And
but the problem with that is, um there's actually a proof that there's like, what do you call this? There's like algorithm. So there are certain rules, like a physics with that one. So everything is like, yeah, like I said, like someone coded us, like,
it doesn't
because
seem
there are
like
rules.
someone coded us. No, it doesn't seem like that. You want to believe that it seems like that, or it seems to you like that. That doesn't mean it's the case. Like, if something exists, John. Okay, like anything.
Mhm.
Imagine, okay, universe, God, other gods, or other universes. Imagine anything, okay. Like, we still cannot answer why something exists, okay? Even if a God exists, we can still ask the question why something exists. So if something exists, we can clearly say the universe exists, okay? We don't know why it exists, okay? So if something exists, it exists in a way, then we describe it, okay? Like you see, those physics rules, you call them rules, okay?
Yeah.
They just exist. We just describe them, okay? And we see that they're in a shape, okay? But what can tell you that, wait a second, it's because of someone? We don't have any evidence for that. And again, like, then it would be in an endless channel. So I don't know. Still, it makes sense to you because if everything exists, needs a cause, because like if God exists, you don't claim that God is random, and if it's not random, that means it has a designer, creator. You can go like that. But things that exist, and yeah, they have some properties, and maybe like these things are very random to another universe. Let's imagine there are other beings in other universes. Let's assume they can observe our universe, and they might think that, hey, look, this is so random, man. That seems very random. Look at those planets. Look at the stars. Look at galaxies. The galaxies even colliding each other. Like, it seems very random. Maybe they have a perfect universe, and they look at our universe, and they see a random universe. So we just describe things, but that doesn't mean we know the cause.
That's true. Well, probably my point is I'm not that smart enough to understand all of the things. And what I don't know. If sometimes if you're not it's not you're not that smart enough, you will just try to explain it yourself. And if you can't explain it yourself, you will rely on a supernatural being. Maybe that's why.
It will fill the gap.
And
Yeah.
it's just the same as not believing that there's a creator, because you still have to explain it why you yourself don't believe in a creator. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
can
they're
easily
just
do that.
parallel.
I can easily do that, and I don't think they are parallel. I don't fill the gaps
Well,
when I don't
you
believe a
just
God exists.
explained earlier that someone has probably created us. Probably we're just an algorithm, a code, right? So you're also saying that there's a creator earlier. So I don't know, because it's like I said, it's really hard to describe it. They're parallel. If I think that there's a creator, I have to prove it. And if you think that there's no creator, you have to prove it as well. So it will be the same as hard as to explain as there's a creator, right?
Again, I disagree. I don't need
It's
to
not that
prove.
easy as well
It's
to
very easy,
explain
John.
that there's
Why are you
no
not letting me
creator.
to explain? That's very easy. And I like, if you don't claim that there's no creator, like, this is not my claim, John. I don't claim that there
It's
is no
okay.
creator.
You can explain it now.
Yeah, I can explain why I don't believe that there is a creator, because I don't
Mhm.
see any good evidence for that. That's why I don't believe in it. It's very simple.
Good evidence, like
Yeah, good
what?
evidence. Like a creator, observing the creator, talking to a
Mhm.
creator, right?
Mhm. That because there's no evidence, that's why there's no creator, right?
I didn't say there's no creator. Just follow me carefully.
Mhm.
There's no good evidence, therefore I don't believe in a creator.
Mhm.
Yeah. That doesn't mean there's no creator. Maybe there's a creator, or maybe not. I just don't
Mhm.
believe in a creator because I don't see good evidence.
That's true. Before
Yeah.
before that, I became a deist. That's what I'm thinking. I don't believe in Jesus because there's no good evidence. I don't believe in Islam because there's no good evidence.
Yeah,
I
but
don't believe in
do
religion.
you
Yeah.
believe I mean, do you think that you have good evidence for the deistic God?
My evidence is the one that I mentioned a while ago. Um,
Mm,
those unexplainable things,
it's creating an
those
argument
rules.
um,
There's there's
from the
there's
gaps.
always a rule, right?
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
we're
yeah,
not now
I
to.
have to go to work now. I really love this
Okay.
conversation.
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining, John. Like you should know that we have the YouTube channel, so you can follow us on the YouTube channel. You can listen yourself on the YouTube channel.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. So James, James, Apperson, I don't know if you're still here, but thanks for joining if you're still around. Even if you're not around, thanks, because this is being recorded on YouTube. Maybe you might check it later. So we have someone here. Ahmed, you're still here, man. Hey. If you're not responding, I have to create another room. Are you there? Ahmed. Every God before Allah and Jesus got lost to time and only worship and one country today. Okay. Says the atheist. Okay, I'm creating. I have a slight headache. Soon. Oh. Black Cloud. I'm jumping and that's the time you joined. So yeah. This one is an old one. See you in the new one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So okay, we did well. That was not bad. We have a guy who believes in a god, but not a religious god. Oh, John Murphy. Welcome, man. Hey,
Yo, thanks.
how are you?
Good. What about you?
I feel tired.
Okay.
Yeah. Dennis Fairforest. Oh.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, man. Welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
Tired. Slight headache.
What you say?
It's not important.
Mhm.
I hope you have seen the title, Dennis. Okay, Vibe. Thanks for being here. Take care. Okay, we will be worried. You should know that.
He wasn't here yesterday.
Even the day before. So that means you were not here also the day before. Yeah. I should rest, John. Like, I think it was too much to speak that long. And it's tiring. So I will get these gaps, I believe. More. I found out atheists actually believe in sin too. Okay, what does that mean? Revolutionary. Okay, John has a bad internet today. Hey, Black Cloud, how Horatio and Jack is doing?
Good. Did Horatio try to come back in?
Oh yeah, like when I joined here like nearly 2 hours ago. And I activated auto kick.
So now he knows.
Uh,
Because he seemed he seemed unaware that you were banning him.
No. He was aware.
I talked to him about it, and he said he was like, "You did? Oh, he actually he said,
Really?
yeah."
Weird.
And he said, "I'm gonna have to go back in there and see."
That's a good reason, not like to block him. He couldn't realize that I blocked him. Wow. Wow. Okay. Weird. That's weird. Anyway. Sometimes maybe I will miss the old guys, but anyway.
Sorry
So
for the internet.
that's okay, man. I mean,
But you were yesterday or before yesterday online?
2 days off. I was off for 2 days, John.
Yeah, you didn't open a live, but I've seen you on Free for Talk.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but like I didn't talk anyone that
Yeah,
day.
you had a private
Yeah.
private room, and I was like,
Yeah,
what is he doing?
you will see those ones frequently nowadays. Ow.
What are you doing alone in the room?
That's a big secret, man.
Okay.
Oh, that guy is sleeping in my room. Ahmed Vlogs. Anyway, I think no one is joining from YouTube right now. And in case James is there, thanks again. That was a good, nice contribution. One atheist supporting another atheist. And yeah, like let me share his link. Oh, John. And Black Clouds, you may consider subscribing. He's a cool guy. Here's the link for others on YouTube in case they didn't subscribe and they were not here.
James the person.
Yep.
What does he do?
He do something similar. Ooh. Okay. That works like a charm. Hey, like Joan, I did what you wanted. We have auto kick right now. Are you happy?
I'm so happy.
Okay. By the way, Black
Like I'm
Cloud,
really happy.
you should also know that it was easier than I thought. Very like just one click, you
Yeah, I told you
auto
you
kick
were
all of
thinking
them.
it's like doing a PhD, but it's
Sorry, I was lazy for that. Sorry again. Don't worry, it will be always on from now on, okay? We have
it's cool.
Salman. Salman. Hey, Salman.
What's up?
Man, it's a war or what? Like, what's that noise? Whew. Let me decrease the audio. I don't want to bleed the ears of people on YouTube. Hey, Salman, there was a terrible background noise coming from your side.
I think you're going to get a
What?
anymore.
You're not clear, man.
I am trying my best to play.
You're trying to do something? I don't know what you're trying to do.
I just started Chris here.
Okay, still it's not working like a charm. I think you're using an external mic which may belong to your laptop or camera, which sounds really bad. You should know that.
I don't know. It's a dedicated headset.
What are you talking about,
The audio
philosopher?
is really bad. We're talking about the audio issue of Salman.
Oh, I see. Salman must be from India or some shit like that.
I don't know. Why you call it shit?
Totally wrong.
No, I'm just joking, bro.
Just joking. Okay,
And you're
let me
actually
joke also.
No, don't kick me out, bro.
Oh, come on,
That was funny. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no
So
need
what do you
to
think?
offend someone for no
Philosopher
good
or
reason.
philosopher?
Yeah, Salman. Like, I think your audio is still really bad.
Okay, let me fix it first. If I get it fixed, I'll come back.
I think you should try to change the mic if it's possible. And sorry for complaining that much, but people deserve better audio. Sorry for that. Okay. Da, da, da. Okay. People are not coming from.
And how do you feel after the auto kick, Phil?
The auto kick. It's a good one. Good one. I mean, it's not a big deal for me to kick them. I told you. Sometimes even I was enjoying like.
Yeah, but that's basically you doing it also.
Yeah. You know, some people like old-fashioned way, right? Not automatic. And like, there's another joy about the auto kick. So it kicks very fast, and that's the fun part, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. It kicks like he wouldn't be able to
Hear
load,
anything.
do anything. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's safer for the people in the room because they
That's
might.
what I told you. That's what I told you. Because last time there's that guy, you're blocking him, so you don't hear what he's doing. He came and he kept saying Allah Akbar, Allah, blah blah blah, stuff like that. and then he left even before you got him kicked.
Okay. Anyway. Ooh. Let me check the time. And let me check something else. Fuck. Okay. Let me share the link. Oh, I already did it. Yeah, people.
Do you know that today is Nairuz?
No, I don't know. And you talk about what exactly?
Nairuz is the first day of the old Egyptian calendar.
Okay. Why it's
Today is
not
the
in
first day.
May?
What?
Why it's not May?
What? I don't get it.
Look, this is like a special month.
May?
I mean, May is just the month. And you're talking about what again?
I'm talking about the old Egyptian calendar.
Calendar. Okay, you're referring to a specific month in that calendar?
No, I'm referring to Nairuz, which is today. Today is the first day of the year in this calendar.
Oh, this is the first day according to the Egyptian calendar.
According to the old Egyptian calendar,
Oh.
today is the first day in a year.
Are you celebrating that?
We don't celebrate it, but it's like we take a day off.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Christian are the mostly celebrating it.
Okay. Okay, we have some people. Shepherd. Oh, Mr. Meow. And Apa.
Hey, how you doing, philosopher?
Hey, fine. How about you?
Fine, fine. How was your summer?
My summer was okay, just okay.
How's your channel going?
Yeah. We're doing better compared the, previous months.
Yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, well, no, I'll keep for some time. I don't know how long. I hope I don't stop.
Yeah, why would you stop? I mean, the more you get, the better. The better.
Yeah.
The
motivation.
Yeah, motivation. Like people see, oh, more subscribers, or. But do you have like I don't know, like a, how to say, like aspiration to have a like a very like a famous YouTube channel, or it's
Oh,
just like
it's not
you
that
like
much
to
famous.
listen
No.
to yourself?
No, it's not like that. Also,
You go back to the conversations that you had before, and
rarely.
listen? Rarely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a lot of time to listen, to go back.
Sure, like we have very long streams sometimes. Yeah, but sometimes, yeah, definitely there are really important points. Sometimes I don't get things, and I go back and try to understand more.
That's a good thing, right? Like somebody says something interesting, you can go back and do some research.
Yeah, and sometimes it's even helpful because then you check yourself what you could say better. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
also
definitely.
trying to think about when criticizing myself. I'm saying, oh, I could say that. I could give this example. Fuck me, like why you didn't do that?
Yeah, it's like a good feedback. You hear yourself and you think, oh, I could have said that in a different way, or
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
you
like
know,
self-learning.
yeah. So the way I do it is I don't do it here. I don't record myself on Free for Talk, but whenever I'm chatting with somebody on WhatsApp, I like to send audio messages in
Oh.
English, right? And then I replay it, and I listen to myself.
Oh.
And I remember one day my wife told me, "Why are you so full of yourself? You like to listen to yourself." It's not that. I like to listen to my English, to be critical about myself.
Okay. I never like to send, the voice messages. And when it comes to listening my own voice, it was annoying. But when I started the YouTube, I just got used to it.
Yeah, true.
I'm not annoyed by my own voice anymore.
That's funny, right? How the brain, like just like you listen to yourself as if you were a different person. First days, let's say for first minutes or hours, it's like, ooh, I sound weird. That is my voice. And then you listen more and more and more, and you become, used to listening to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, but I can see that you are really passionate about the topic, right? Because you don't change your topic ever. I think you've been like for how long? Like an hour? I mean, sorry, like a year? At least as far as I see
Way
you.
more. Way more than a year. I don't know. Like I'm here for nearly 9 years already.
9 years.
How long does this website exist? Let me check.
Oh, since the beginning, but you always had the same name?
No. I changed a lot.
Okay, that's the reason why it does not
Yeah.
ring a bell.
Look, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was not YouTubing, but I was doing it even when I was Muslim. So Yeah.
So you were here on Free for Talk as a Muslim.
Yeah, like I started
And
as a
then
Muslim.
you became an apostate. And,
Yeah.
and called yourself philosopher.
Philosopher, not philosopher.
Oh yeah, sorry, philosopher. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference, right?
Yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
catchy name. But you never recorded yourself as a Muslim?
Oh no.
That would have been like maybe fun, right? Were you like too fanatic?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
Not exactly. But I like to debate at those times also.
I think I told you once, maybe you don't remember because you speak to a lot of people. I like this topic a lot, but I just don't have anything to say because I don't spend time reading stuff about the existence of God and things like that. But I like to join groups as long as they let you be there and they don't kick you because you remain quiet. I like to listen to this type of debates. They are fun. It's like politics. Oh, I think it's better. This one, existence of God, is better than politics sometimes. Politics.
Ooh, like politics, I really hate. So you're very lucky that you'll never hear politics in this channel. That's like a big promise, but at least for some long time, you will never hear politics, let's say.
So you don't you don't mix religion and politics, right? Because
No, I don't.
you could be talking debating about religion education in the schools and things like that. So you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, there's countries that their whole damn fucking politics is depending on religions.
Yeah, but so what?
Politics are good.
If they depend on the religion, let's talk about what they depend on, right? So that's the core of those politics, if that's the case.
Wait, I have a phone call.
Okay, take your call. Yep. So, you were an atheist, right, Mr. Mill?
Sorry, what did you say?
You're an atheist.
Well, I think I'm an agnostic, or maybe I read about a term not too long ago, and it sounds good. A deist.
Oh, so you believe in a god?
Do deists believing in?
Yeah.
Okay, the deists are not like agnostic, right? No, I think I'm an agnostic. And
Well,
if I
let's
were
it.
to be deist, I think it sounds better than somebody who believes that God, participates in the affairs of human beings. Like, if there is a God, I don't think he's doing squat shit about anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, but when you say if there is a god, that means you don't. Do you believe in a god or you don't? What does
I
that
think
mean?
I'm agnostic about this. I'm not sure if there is a God.
Okay, so here's the thing, Mr. Meow. So probably you missed that part and the conversations when you joined here. So either you believe a God exists or you don't believe a God exists. If you're not able to say that, yeah, I believe a God exists, that means you don't believe a God exists. And that makes you an atheist. But saying that, I don't know, man, like maybe God exists, maybe God doesn't exist. I don't believe because I'm not convinced. I don't see good evidence to believe a God exists. So that makes you an agnostic too.
Yeah, I think I'm an agnostic, right? But you're saying
Agnostic atheist.
that I'm you say that I'm an atheist because you're gonna prove that.
No. I said you're an agnostic atheist.
Agnostic atheist. All right. Yeah, I go with that.
They can go hand in hand. Some people don't accept that, but I accept that.
I mean, I think basically, well, I cannot explain that clearly, but I think maybe the chance that you can prove they got assist is sort of like a 50%, right? Sort of saying like, I mean, there's a 50% that you can prove it assists, and another 50% that you cannot prove he assists. So
I'm not sure if that works like that. I mean, 100% they never prove here. That's my experience.
yeah.
So far, they couldn't prove it to me. Hey, the wild guy, welcome. I had a lot of bad baggage attached to it from outside sources. At the core of it, it's just not believing theism. Yeah, I can agree on that. And welcome again. So let me put this message also here. So, Shepard, can you talk to the mic? And I don't know the answer of your question.
Is he asking questions in the chat box?
Did you block him?
No, I don't see the message. I don't know why.
Okay.
I think there's malfunction on the website these days, because I was with a friend in my room, and for a long time people joined and they thought I was talking to myself because he was invisible.
Okay, did you try to clear the cache?
No, maybe that's what I need to do.
You should. Yeah, sometimes, mostly it's because of that.
Okay, I will do it. Okay, I'm gonna go to have dinner. It was nice talking to you.
Okay. Bon appetit. Take care.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
joining. Yeah, for the followers of Taco, I think he went live right now. Maybe, yeah. So, well, since I'm gonna leave very soon, maybe you can save time if you're a big fan of Taco. Okay. We have Meliha. Shepard said he cannot open the mic. Okay, maybe next time. Bow, 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 bounce, bounce, bounce. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. John, I'm not planning to create another room. So probably this will be the last one. If no one will join from here or from YouTube, probably I'm gonna leave. And I'm planning to go live maybe in a different schedule from now on. I'm not sure. But you'll see that. Anyway, let's give the special thanks. Let me see. Yeah, Julie was there at the beginning. Thanks again. Scam. Thanks as always. J. This J is it was John, maybe. I'm not sure. I cannot read this. But Lok. something like that. Thanks. Oh, James Apperson. Thanks again. This is the third thanks for you.
I am
Yeah.
back.
Oh, welcome back. And I'm leaving.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Oh, as I said, I'm tired, John.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna finish my special thanks. Silverlocks, thanks again. VibCon, we felt a little bit worried after you left. And we're always better when you're here. Thanks for being here. Meditate more. Thanks for being here. You tried to talk here, but we had some audio issues. But anyway, maybe next time. Nanology, thanks again for being here. James, I think we disagreed, but thanks for being here. And we had some trolls here that we banned. Thanks for being here also. Who else? What was her name? I don't remember. But it's like bank or something. Like this YouTube showing me these nicknames in a very different way, so I don't see the whole nickname. That's not cool. I'm searching it here. Not able to find. Anyway, I think this is atheist. Okay, Mr. Bot, thanks for being here. And the guy with the gun, thanks for being here. No gay sellout? So what a nickname. Okay, another bank. The vile guy. Thanks all, thanks. Okay. And if I've forgotten someone, I'm sorry for that. And John, thanks for being here, man. And who else? There was a guy at the beginning. He was also theist. Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Meow. Thanks, Black Cloud. Who else? I cannot remember. But anyway, thanks for all for being here. I don't want to say see you tomorrow. Probably I'll go live tomorrow. Oh, James is back. Here's the last time we share the link of him. Yeah. Thanks again for all. Thank you for being here. See you another time.
See you. Take care.